Hi, it's Teresa. Praise God for His amazing creation. The Japanese have this tradition or thing where they call it forest bathing, where they know that in forest is a higher percentage of negative ions, which counteracts inflammation. There's more oxygen from all the trees and the plants, and it's just so peaceful to our soul. It's so healing, and better than Prozac. So, yeah. So I'm back, and gosh, I love the sound of those birds. Just a continuation of my no refined sugar experience for trauma healing. Just a report update. So, continuing to do well, continuing to sleep better. No cravings for sugary things, except the other night, I will say I did test the limits a little bit, and I had this ice cream that's ridiculously overpriced, but it's sweetened only with honey, and it is dairy, so I got some of that, and you know what? It messed up my sleep. So I'm learning things, I'm learning the limits, but I don't need any of that. So my message today, sorry for rambling, is that one thing that's happening, and I'm doing this very gently, I really have, the only rule I've really given myself is no refined sugar. Try to avoid dairy and limit gluten. And I've pretty much done that. But here's the thing, is that as the inflammation is slowly going down in my nervous system, my brain, and my gut from eliminating the refined sugar, and I'm sleeping better, I became aware that of other foods that are really not good for me and the effects. So I was eating chicken and eggs and occasionally beef, along with, veg, whole foods, mostly whole foods now. And the last week and a half or so, my ankles started swelling, feet and ankles, which was concerning. My dad died of chronic kidney disease, and it's just something that I want to, be mindful of. So just inadvertently, 2 days ago, I just didn't eat any chicken, which I normally was eating at least once a day. No eggs. And the next day woke up and the swelling was like 80% gone. I was like, oh, okay. So yesterday I had, again, a vegan day, and swelling's completely gone. So that protein is hard on my body. People may know about the blood type diet. Different blood types have been considered to be able to tolerate different levels of animal protein. I'm type A, which is called the natural vegetarian. And I just definitely do better on a plant-based diet. Type O would be the natural, more omnivore blood type. But, doing a little more research just today and yesterday, listening to Valter, V as in Victor, Alter, Longo, one of the world's most published longevity researchers, and looking at fasting primarily and nutrition. And what they found is actually the more animal foods people eat, the higher cancer goes, by a large degree. And the shorter our lifespans. And it doesn't have to do so much with animals versus plants. It has to do with amino acid profiles. Certain amino acids accelerate aging. And turns out that cancer is most associated with aging. That doesn't necessarily mean chronological age in terms of how old a person is, but how old their tissues are based on inflammation. So super, super interesting. Inflammation, aging, protein amino acid profile relative to triggering these markers of aging, and also stimulating insulin like growth factor 1, which has a growth stimulus to cancer cells. So there we are, coming full circle again, and I'm really looking at, there are some nuances to the protein thing. Over 65, people need a little bit more. Not a lot more though, a little bit. So yeah, it's really interesting. And wow, the swelling gone on my feet. Like, I was really swollen. I was like, what? Am I going to be that lady? I'm going to be that lady now in my middle age. I was like, oh no. Oh, H to the no. And just stumbled on randomly one day of no chicken, no animal food, and 2 days now, 100% gone. So my refined sugar saga continues. Dr. Longo says that fish is the best source of protein and that we should limit it to 3 days a week. If you're older, maybe you could add a fourth, over 65. Sounds good to me. I'm really glad that I quit refined sugar first because it makes other diet changes a lot easier. The downside is that good quality fish is hella expensive. I went to Costco today. Oh, there's our wood thrush. So amazing. So I went to Costco and got some frozen wild caught salmon, 3 pounds, $43 for 3 pounds. I might eat a quarter pound or a third pound a day by myself, but you guys, so I stood there and I was like, no, it's not happening. Like, just on principle. But then I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? I get it. Can I roll with this? It's just me. For my health, 3 times a week, eating salmon, wild caught. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And that's that. Hey, as long as I'm not eating in restaurants, I'm not eating crap, other stupid things. It balances out because restaurants are, and carry out, prepared foods are very expensive. So it's like a trade-off, right? One or the other. Yeah. So anyway, just an update. One of the things that happens to me when I do go more plant-based is because it heals the gut-brain connection. It lowers inflammation in our brain nerve system. And this is one of my favorite things, and I always forget till I do it again, is, oh my gosh, listen to that bird. When I come out into the woods, into a natural setting, when I'm plant-based, my brain is so much more connected to the energy of nature, and it becomes like almost transcendent. Really hard to describe, but those of you who are nature lovers, you know what I'm talking about. It's like so. It's absolutely amazing. It's like there's more sensitivity, I think, to the vibration frequency in nature. Yeah, amazing. So that's the update. If I could just leave my little N of 1 experience with you guys, is that stop refined sugar. Oh, and look into the longevity diet, Walter Longo's research, his fasting mimicking diet also. And consider doing that diet. And it's the last piece. I was going to say something else, sorry. Yeah, of course, always trauma healing, getting our lymphatics draining, having compassion and patience and gentleness with ourselves in the healing process. And, like as I said, as inflammation's coming down, I'm starting to have more of a sense of other things that aren't good for me. I don't feel like I'm resonating with them now. And the next one's coffee. This morning I woke up and I'm like, drinking it like usual, and it was just wasn't hitting the same way. And I realized, maybe that's the next thing to give up, caffeine. One step at a time. Thank you for listening. And wherever you are, I certainly pray and hope for you that you can get out into some natural area, spend some time. So good for your nervous system, lowers inflammation, lowers blood pressure, heals your heart. Thanks so much. God bless.